And a warm welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us for another live episode of Conversations with Michael. Let's take that collective deep breath as we allow all the support that is being freely shared by both our non-physical friends and, well, with each other. Let's take this moment to really feel into the quality of this type of support. Let it deeply touch your own heart, touch your mind, touch your body. Very good, very good. Because these are extraordinary times we're living in. It's time for the awakened human being to connect with this physical reality in a very new way. We can all agree that we're living on the same planet, but it's not so clear anymore if we're actually perceiving the same reality. My wife, Koken, and I were awakened this morning once again by the sweet sound of birds that visit our home right outside our window and the trees that surround our property. I just love listening to the sound of birds. Each unique sound or song seems to just effortlessly blend with all the other birds. It creates type of symphony of sounds. Such a beautiful way to wake up each morning. The beauty in all this is that it doesn't appear to me that any one bird feels distracted by any of the other birds. The birds seem really comfortable with their own unique song. And their music seems to be filled with a deep passion for life, nature, proclaiming its joy for yet another new day here on earth. It's so incredibly refreshing, so inspiring. So we also hope that all of you are finding a way to embrace the beauty and the sacredness of these times. It's really easy to miss out on what is right in front of us if we're feeling distracted by all the noise that is also all around us. Yes, we share this planet with the rest of humanity. But do we really, truly share the same reality anymore? So we come together each month to remind you to sing your own song, however you choose to express it. I always look forward to these monthly broadcasts. It gives me the opportunity to share, some of our latest creations, and of course, to also share my relationship with Michael, a relationship that is available, as I say every time, to any one of you in relationship to your own non-physical counterparts. I treasure Michael's perspective as it relates to my own life. His guidance and support for me is actually truly priceless. And of course, I also enjoy how he's able to tap into each of you and the collective consciousness of this planet. From this relationship with him, I've discovered his degree of compassion and his patience is beyond anything I've experienced with another human being. So I'm truly honored to be of service. In my relationship with him, we do that in a variety of ways, both energetically and in service to your passion for being here. We know that we are living in a moment of time that represents such a huge historical turning point for the family of humanity. It represents a new beginning, which can at times feel really exciting and as well incredibly challenging. Sometimes we get lost in all the drama, forget to pay attention to all the new potentials that are also waiting for us to become aware of them from the inside out. I know for a lot of folks, adapting to the current reality is and has added additional stress to their lives. And so as it relates to our service to the awakened human being, we deeply appreciate your ongoing support over the years. It has allowed us to share such a variety of free programs and services to a global family of folks who are also attracted to this work. We've also received, during this global shutdown, an unprecedented number of requests for private sessions with Michael, which we're glad to serve. So we thought we'd spend a little time before we turn this over to Michael, introducing a few special offers we've created to help support that human soul integration at this very critical time, and to help relieve some of the stress on your pocketbook. So let's begin with private sessions with Michael. We're now offering a 35% discount on any single session. This offer is good until June 23rd. We also offer a discount for a bundle of 2 or 4 sessions. That discount is ongoing all the time. So when you purchase up to 2, 30, or 60-minute audio or video sessions, you'll get one free. Or if you purchase up to 4, you get 2 free. So I know that for a lot of spiritual teachers and channelers, private sessions have become a really rare service. I still offer a limited number every month because I truly enjoy sharing Michael's presence in this way. If you're new to our private sessions, feel free to check out all the reviews. You're welcome to email us anytime to see what our current openings might be. We also have a special discount for our video on demand series. These are courses that you can rent. We've been presenting online courses for the last 10 years. You can now save 20% on any number of classes with unlimited access for up to 90 days, all from the comfort of your own home. The subscription-based program has become the new norm for us and for a lot of other people. For the most part, it replaced that old model that allowed you to download a music or video file to your computer. But the subscription model does a better job of honoring the original creator's ownership of this material. At least in my profession. Perhaps that's still not true for musicians, but it's much better than everyone just downloading everybody's music without them receiving anything. So feel free to check out the video on demand page. And of course, then we have the Masters Unplugged program. It took the whole subscription model to a whole new level. Monthly subscribers now have unlimited access to our entire library of current and past live streaming events, not including the iSpirit program or our live workshops, which are a little different from our in-studio classes. We have 2 levels that start at $25 a month, each with their own set of benefits. So the majority of our subscribers were already participating in our bi-monthly in-studio classes using the more traditional format. To do that, they paid $125 for every bi-monthly class with limited access to the recording after the live event. Those classes are now streamed live for members only at a substantial savings, which is our way of saying thanks for your ongoing support. If you'd like to take a closer look at this program, we offer a 60% discount on the first monthly payment with unlimited access to all 7 video libraries. And you're free to cancel anytime you want. We do, however, have one requirement. This program has been created for the awakened human being. It requires that you either be a member of the private Masters Unplugged Facebook group, or that you have also or participated in any of our other programs or services. So if you'd like to check it out and sign up for a test trial, make sure you qualify for those two first pre-qualifications. And speaking of the Masters Unplugged Facebook group, we also offer a free monthly live group session for members of that group, which has become quite popular. This allows all of our fellow masters to openly share both the challenges and joy. This planet session, which starts at 11 a.m. and ends at 1 p.m. The video recording for each session is only made available to members of the Masters Unplugged program. And one last announcement before I turn this over to Michael. We still have a few spaces available for our upcoming workshop titled The Intuitive Self, Passion Unleashed. That begins on Friday, May the 15th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our live workshops are available to anyone, but we do limit the size of our classes because we prefer to maintain a more intimate relationship with all of you. On that note, let's take that collective deep breath. I invite you to visit our homepage, watch the free video preview of our latest class that was titled And So It Begins. In that class, Michael offered a very passionate overview of these times and the role we can play in service to all of creation. Let's take another deep breath. Indeed. Thank you, Robert. It is I, Michael, in service to the awakened human being and to all of humanity. One who has made the most radical choice any being could make anywhere in all of creation. The choice to leave the comfort of your own non-physical spiritual families by incarnating here on earth in a physical reality as a human being, embracing it as being one of the most priceless and potentially necessary experiences anywhere. Earth, in all of its own variations, proudly sits from our perspective at the pinnacle of all of creation, in service to a polarized, dualistic system of reality. And as we speak in celebration to a life that no longer feels conflicted, it's been an incredible journey, my friends. Truly. Let's take another deep breath there. Every single lifetime you entered this reality with a passion for a new sense of what it means to be free, only to get distracted over and over again by all the conflicted energies, both within yourself and all around you. But eventually, you got a taste of why it was so important for you to be here. Oh, we know it didn't last very long, but every now and then, you actually experienced a feeling of joy that you had almost forgotten. And then, of course, it would disappear as if it was but a dream, as you once again got pulled back into these very conflicted energies. But then something shifted big time. You started to explore what it meant to take full responsibility for your own experience, your own reality? By doing what? Simply by choosing to live your life consciously. Lifetime after lifetime, your life seemed to drift like a boat without a rudder. Life just kept happening to you without your permission. You have experienced firsthand, in the most direct fashion, all the pain and discomfort from this feeling of being disconnected from consciousness itself. And perhaps the hardest part for most human beings is the willingness to stop making the human self responsible for such an experience. How did you, awakened human, get around that? Well, from our perspective, you decided to sit in the captain's chair of your own life. Such an incredible choice. Is it only the human self that's sitting in the captain's chair? Well, if it is, you're in for a big surprise. So in this lifetime, and at this very critical time for all of humanity, you are allowing that part of you that isn't physical, that part that referred to as being your eternal self, your soul, to begin to blend and merge with your human body, your human mind, and your own human spirit, your heart. What you've realized is such a choice doesn't make you a better person than the rest of humanity. In fact, most of humanity would call this the most selfish choice any being could make. So be it. So be it. But by making this the most important choice of your life, it asked you to do something most of humanity could never dream of. It asked of you to stop feeling responsible for all the problems that exist on this planet. It's not healthy, dear ones, to process what others have created. You've done that every single lifetime. But as the awakened human being, it is not healthy to process what others have created. The whole human soul experience offers a radical solution to all of humanity's problems. It uses consciousness to effectively move stuck energies. All of you have experienced firsthand the impact consciousness has had on your own life. The very presence of your soul, it released a tremendous amount of energies that no longer serve your joy now as a sovereign creator. The choice to allow the presence of your soul into this human experience inspired another choice. You decided to take a deep dive into your own inner reality. And from your human perspective, what you discovered surprised you. There were parts of you that were already choosing for you. In the shadows, so to speak. But there were also parts of you that were more obvious, like your own human mind. That part of you feels the enormous burden of being responsible for your life without your soul from a place of fear. It would appear as we speak that humanity is facing yet another problem. And there are a lot of mixed feelings about this current situation and their own relationship to their own mind. There are some who feel relieved and somewhat blessed by this, collective shutdown. And there are others struggling just to keep their head above water, so to speak, as the lack of jobs or support grows very heavy on their own mind. And at the same time, some feel that this is a huge wake-up call, while others are looking at any number of conspiracy theories to point fingers at somebody. But if it is a wake-up call, what is it calling anyone to do? To do what? To imagine new possibilities? That would be new. To allow the family of humanity to choose again? Well, that would be your role, dear awakened human. But to choose again, choosing what? From our perspective, to choose to move out of a mental, robotic state of consciousness that allows your current technology to choose for you. Let's take a breath there. All of this while also living alongside the greatest technological advancements this world has ever seen. Indeed, to choose to feel that creative spark within the human spirit, the human heart, something that will never be found in a machine without the presence of consciousness. Most of humanity and their mind is truly frightened by the condition they find themselves in. They want answers. Answers that are free of any agenda. Good luck. So today we want to talk about trust. We want to talk about safety. And of course, we also want to talk about your freedom. And from our perspective, whatever issue you might have with any of these, none of these are new to you. They were not created here on earth. And this is where it gets really interesting. Because you are experiencing them, sometimes painfully, in slow motion. That is the very nature of this physical reality, and perhaps, just perhaps, it represents a gift as well. You brought them with you from your own non-physical experience, from your relationship with your non-physical spiritual families. The good news, at least for the awakened human, is that many of you have discovered a solution to your relationship, a long-standing relationship with trust, safety, and freedom. And again, we are only speaking to the awakened human being, one who realizes that their life is no longer dependent on another human being for support. How odd does that sound? I mean, really, how odd does that sound? They know without knowing how they know that all of creation comes from the non-physical realms. This is not something that can be supported by faith alone. And for the awakened human, it must also become a tangible physical experience in order to embrace it as even being real. Bless you for that. If you are someone who has come across this message, this video, and find yourself truly struggling with your current circumstances and scratching your head as to what in the world does this person mean? What does this being called Michael mean about not needing another human being to support you? We have absolute compassion for your own experience. We're here to celebrate that there's another way to live your life. But the downside of choosing to live it differently is there are no magic pills. There is no quick fix to any of this. In fact, some would argue from the human perspective whether becoming a conscious creator is truly a better way of life, given the price you all pay. It does indeed offer a variety of solutions to any given situation. It does indeed give you a feeling unlike anything you've experienced before once you allow the soul to be present, but at a great cost to your human pride. Let's take a breath there. Because we are saying that not only to those that found your way here, unrelated to this whole awakening experience, but we're also addressing those that are already awakened and are procrastinating about whether this is the time to really allow the real you to be with you too. Let's take another breath. Because becoming awakened, or just conscious, living your life consciously, requires a great deal of trust. And from the outside in, trust in yourself has been a very, very fragile relationship. Oh, we get it. It's much easier to trust in a higher power, whether that exists in some form of a God, or whether that exists in a relationship to an employer, your boss, your parents, your politicians, your spiritual leaders, or even your social reformers. Trusting in yourself takes a tremendous amount of courage, simply because your mind has a really hard time perceiving it as even being real. We get it. We get it. We truly do. Allowing what is not physical to be a part of your physical experience, that, my friends, is the ultimate trust. Because now you're not relying any longer on receiving support from anything outside of your own energy, your own presence. It's much easier, maybe a lot more fun, to blame someone for whatever it is you're lacking. This whole corona experience is bringing those very issues right to the forefront. Most awakened human beings would admit that it's much easier to play that game called follow the leader. Well, this would be true. You were playing that game before you even incarnated on this planet, before Earth was even created. Taking complete responsibility for allowing your true self to share all the energy your human self needs eliminates another game. It eliminates all the drama from your life. And for the part that has been supported by that drama, becoming awakened, fully awakened to those parts could be really boring. But without that quality of support, can any human being truly trust that it is safe to be on this planet? safe to be yourself, safe to be free. And of course, the natural response to our proposal comes from those who would declare, well, Michael, that sounds really good in an ideal world, but it doesn't really address our current reality on this planet today. And that's the difference between an awakened and unawakened human. Because the awakened human truly believes they are serving the problem by going to the core of what helped to create the problem to begin with. Not looking outside of themselves to find the cause of the problem, but taking the deep dive within. By feeling within themselves and acknowledging what they are feeling within themselves, all the energies that help to create what you're feeling stuck in. The acknowledgement, the total acceptance of whatever you find yourself feeling stuck within, and then allowing the support to support what feels stuck, to work for you, on your behalf. Trusting that it is indeed, from a higher perspective, safe to exist as a soul being, an individuated soul being, within this vast universe, within all of creation. This, dear ones, has been an ongoing issue for all of creation for a very, very long time. Your original home represented a very safe place, representing a homogenized version of creation, the home that you desire to experience, that you've been searching for outside your original comfort zone, the kingdom. It has always been inside of you. All that was ever a part of your original home still exists inside of every souled being, but now as a presence. Is it not interesting how your relationship to your safety in the form of what you call home is at the very forefront of your current reality? Take another deep breath. But again, for the awakened human, you were invited to set your interpretation of the Eternal One free, so as to experience such a consciousness within yourself. You were invited to set your spiritual families, the roles you played in your human relationships, free. Why? So as to stop relying on what became codependent relationships for your support, and to start allowing a new relationship to unfold. One that you could trust. One that isn't sustained by extracting or consuming energies from outside of you. One that finally brings a true sense of safety into this human experience. One that allows you, for the first time as a human being, to really feel what it means to be free. you will discover a lot of different reasons for this current virus. Depending on your perspective, they're all true. But of course, who is to blame? Those pretending to have power over others? If all of humanity, as we speak, were to release their own fear for one day, stopped using fear for their own guidance, could this current virus sustain itself? Would it even exist? Is there a vaccination that's capable of relieving humanity of its own doubt in itself, its own fear of life? Which allows others to choose for you the quality of your own experience. The work, dear ones, is not to try and expose those outside of you. That's a very, very old game. If you haven't already, the deep dive into your own inner reality is waiting for you. There you'll find the source of your own fear. Fortunately for the awakened human, they are currently surrounded by us. By us. They're non-physical versions of themselves. And fortunately for the unawakened human, they are currently surrounded and blessed by a group of soon-to-be fully awakened human beings. Those who had the courage to explore their own inner reality, to experience firsthand the impact consciousness has had on their own life. It has developed within all of them a deep and profound sense of compassion for themselves and for all other human beings. Instead of ascending from this planet, they've made a very bold choice to have their cake and eat it too. They're going to stay just long enough till the next wave of awakened human beings come along, in service to the freedom that already exists inside the presence of their own soul, of your own soul. All of creation, or at least those who value your freedom as a birthright, they are bowing before you as we speak. Because these are incredible times. To the awakened human, don't let the external distractions diminish your light. More than ever, the family of humanity needs to feel that light without knowing its source. As this year comes to an end, all of creation will witness such a light that it has never seen before, radiating from a tiny isolated planet in the far corners of this universe, which is celebrating a grand reunion, simply because a small group of human beings allowed their own non-physical counterparts to also be a part of this human experience, reclaiming the gift that was handed down long ago by the Eternal One, to be eternal too. but with your name on it. All our blessings, dear one.